I don't see no stinking Nazis in here. I don't see no stinking...
Okay, good morning and welcome to the WSJM Morning Show.
That was a lot for 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Election time. I do appreciate, I love the fact that we get to vote. We get to vote free. We can vote our minds.
Yep.
And we have free and fair elections.
Yep.
And so I love that. And we will we'll just, as much as possible, the local content between now and Election Day will not be talking about the elections. I mean, we'll talk about how you do early voting. We'll talk about our election coverage, which will be starting Tuesday night, a week from tomorrow, where we'll watch the Nationals using ABC's anchored coverage, and then we'll drop in with local reports. But other than that, I think this close to the election, especially given that there's already been weeks of absentee voting, the returns have been coming in, and then we've got early voting. It's just, the amount of election coverage you do, it becomes a problem because you don't want to influence the election one way or another.
Right.
You just want to objectively report the facts. And believe it or not, I don't think everyone's doing that.
No, I don't think they are. I did have a thought the other day, though. Can you imagine how much the post office has made in the state of Michigan on delivery of political mail?
Yes.
I mean, if there was a shortage anywhere, they made it up in the past 2 months here.
Well, you would think. You would think. I don't know. It seems like every time you turn around, they raise stamp prices. I think they just don't want anyone to do snail mail anymore.
No.
Other than the direct mail.
Right.
I mean, the majority of stuff you receive in the mailbox every week, is it like to you, or is it just, delivered to sender, delivered to resident?
Most of it's to me, or just, somebody at the house, but
like pen pals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Here's my golf score.
But
here's my card. Beat that.
But no, I mean, it just is. I just don't. It's just excessive. I mean, so much of the political mail that comes right now, I don't even. I just put it right into the recycling bin.
Yeah, and hope it gets recycled somewhere.
Right.
Let's see. We've got news coming up in just a moment. We're listening to ABC News on the radio airwaves right now. Let's see. We'll talk about fire up in South Haven. Oh, this the story that Andrew Green is one of our great news reporters, and he has the afternoon newscast at 5 o'clock. But one of the things he wanted to look at was the construction zones locally, because he had heard and seen a lot of incidents happening in that construction zone area around exit 23 before and after that.
Yeah.
And I mentioned to him, every single time I go over 94, I see traffic jams. So let's look into it and see what's going on. And so he came back and found that in just St. Joe Township alone, from April 1 till late October, the number of crashes doubled in that stretch. And there's a high likelihood that is directly related to the construction.
Right.
And so is it the construction itself where you have the lanes are too narrow, or is it bad drivers making bad decisions, or is it a combination? I think all of the above.
I wonder what day most accidents happen.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
I don't know if we have that.
It's people coming back and like.
Oh, so you're blaming the Chicago people?
Maybe.
All right. We'll come back and talk more about this and other things on the WSJM Morning Show in just a moment.
The organizers were fined $500 for holding the contest without a permit. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Are not valid in all states or where prohibited by law. Loans are subject to lender approval. See website for details.
Meet Brian. He just got $5,000, and it was pretty easy. I'll tell you how in 10 seconds. Brian needed cash help. After being rejected by banks, he tried 27cash.com. Told them how much he needed, even let them know he had bad credit. In minutes, 27cash.com found a lender who deposited $5,000 into his bank account the very next day. If you need cash help, even if you have bad credit, go to 27cash.com. 27cash.com.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
And good morning. Welcome to your Monday morning WSJM Morning Show. I'm Ken Lundberg. It's the last Monday in October.
In October of 2024.
That's right. Halloween is coming up this week,
Yep.
Thursday.
Kind of exciting.
So we're looking forward to that. We'll tell you about what the weather forecast holds for that and how you might dress up the kitties.
So don't want to dress up your kitty as a kite.
Wah, 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 wah. As a what?
Kite.
Oh, yeah, because the wind
Yeah, they might
is going to blow them
fly
away.
into the neighbor's yard.
Yeah. The temperatures outside right now, we're looking at 40 degrees in Benton Harbor, cloudy skies, 42 in St. Joseph, 37 still in South Haven, same in Buchanan. New Buffalo is reporting 41 degrees. Forecast for today, mostly sunny, high around 65, south winds just 5 to 10 miles per hour.
Very
Not-
pleasant.
Yeah, very pleasant day. Tonight's forecast, partly cloudy skies, a 20% chance of showers, low around 58 overnight. So probably another good evening to have the
Balmy.
window open. Yeah,
Balmy.
temperatures. South winds 5 to 10 miles per hour, gusts up to 20. So that's gonna foretell what's happening on Tuesday. Tuesday is going to be a partly sunny day, a 20% chance of rain tomorrow early, and then it's just going to be windy. So the rain's going to be dried off. We're going to get a temperature, probably a high around 77 degrees tomorrow. 77 degrees tomorrow. You asked me this morning, hey, Ken, no cardigan. I said, well, I mean, number one, I had to put a rotation in. And then number two, it's going to be so hot this week.
Yeah. No, it's going to be, I mean, is it going to be a warm 40-mile-an-hour gust or is it going to be a cold?
I didn't get to that part. It's going to be windy, the high around 77, the south winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. That's just the sustained type winds.
Right.
Gusts up to 40 miles per hour. So it'll be a good day if you're one who likes to go down and look at the lake when it's windy.
Yeah.
It's going to be a nice day for it. Winds from the south, so blowing up, hitting the erosion part there.
Washing away your
washing away the
beachfront.
sand.
Yeah.
Wednesday's forecast, partly sunny skies, 20% chance of rain late, windy again, low around 66. It's like summertime.
Yeah.
High around 76 degrees. Thursday's forecast, this is Halloween Thursday, mostly cloudy, 80% chance of rain, but mainly in the morning. So that's good news.
Yeah.
Low is going to be around 58 again, and the high around 64. So it's not going to be too hot. So that's good. The rain's probably going to taper off in the morning. At least that's what it calls for here right now. And the temperature, again, 64 degrees, 80% chance of rain mainly in the morning. And I don't see anything as far as winds on Thursday. Nothing worse than trick-or-treating in the wind.
No. Yeah.
Because your bag gets blown all over the place.
Right. Costumes flapping in the
Skittles
wind.
and M&Ms rolling down the street all sad like. Yeah.
Just a scene.
Friday's forecast, partly cloudy, a high around 56, and Saturday it's going to be a high around 60. So we'll moderate the temperatures a little bit later in the week, but tomorrow's going to be the hot one of the week, high around 77 degrees. But again, enjoy it as you can because the wind gusts are going to be around 40 miles per hour. Some of the news that we're following from the WSJM newsroom today: South Haven area emergency services reported responding to a fire overnight that destroyed a camper trailer parked on a property at 60th Street and 2nd Avenue in Geneva Township. Officials say the camper at the time was unoccupied, but it was totally engulfed in flames when firefighters arrived shortly before 2:30 in the morning. Responders protected a nearby building from the burning camper. The cause of the fire remains under investigation.
Another fire
In
a vacant building.
Well, no, that was a camper and it was in South Haven. Different thing.
Well, people can drive.
Yeah. People driving through construction zones in our area are apparently at higher risk of a serious crash. St. Joseph Township Police tell us that from April 1 of this year to October 23rd, they responded to 43 incidents on that stretch of highway that's under construction, I-94. During the same time period last year, they only responded to 19 crashes. Lincoln Township, they also have a stretch of I-94 that's under construction. They tell us they've responded to 257 service calls this year compared to just 152 last year. So 100 more. Michigan State Police Sergeant Jason Sweet of the Niles Post tells us crashes in work zones like this one are often the result of bad driver behavior.
One slowdown, one driver who's going too fast, causing other people to hit their brakes, causes additional slowdowns, which causes additional accidents, and it just gets worse.
Sweet says drivers need to leave plenty of room between themselves and the vehicle in front of them. They also need to slow down in those work zones. There's no need to be going 90 miles an hour through that. Lincoln Township Police Chief Gary Soper says due to the narrow lanes and the barriers in the construction zone, there's little room for driver mistakes, even slight ones. He urges drivers to stay in their lanes when going through the work zones. Michigan Department of Transportation spokesperson Nick Sharippa tells us the agency plans out construction zones based on factors like available lanes, access points, and bridges. He says this zone left very little room for any kind of different plan other than what they put in place, but says MDOT certainly learns lessons from all of its projects. So hopefully they'll be looking at those statistics. But the key there, slow down,
and
stay in your lane. Michigan,
that's a good philosophy of life.
Slow down and stay in your lane. Well, I mean, I'm okay with going out of your lane when it's safe.
Right.
For life, not for driving.
Right.
Yeah. Michigan Department of Transportation also announcing that M139 between Scottdale Road and John Beers Road in Berrien County officially back open. Have you laid tires on that yet?
Not yet.
Me either. I'm looking forward to it.
I am too.
Work
I might
start.
stay in my lane and drive slowly.
You should definitely stay in your lane on that one. Work started back in May of last year to replace a large culvert under M139. MDOT's Nick Sharippa tells us it will now increase the waterway opening for the Big Meadow Drain tributary for more natural creek flow and less obstruction for the water. Crews are still cleaning up their work zone and doing some final grading. It's anticipated to be complete in the next couple of weeks. So as you're driving through there, enjoying the new pavement that's there and whatever other improvements that they made, do be aware that there's still some construction crews in the area. Other news, finding employees continues to be a challenge for many outfits, and that includes Berrien County government. At last Thursday's commission meeting, Berrien County Commissioner Alex Ott suggested the county address some of its staffing issues by possibly eliminating the keyboarding speed requirement for some positions at the county.
In order to either be hired or to advance, that there is a stipulation, you have to be able to type 60 words per minute. And I'm curious if people have not been hired because of that, or if they haven't advanced because of that. And if that's the case, I think that's something the board would want to change.
Commissioner Ott asked Personnel Committee Chair Bob Harrison about the issue. Harrison said it's true, not all county jobs require the 60 words per minute typing standard.
I think the county, much like other employers, sets a minimum level of qualifications for every position. And so for many of the clerical support positions, it would be keyboarding proficiency.
Ott said he'd prefer to hire and promote someone with experience who can actually type accurately, even if they can't meet the 60 words per minute level. Harrison said the county's existing test does factor in accuracy. How many words per minute do you type?
I have no idea, but not that.
Really? You can't do 60? I bet you could do 60 words per
Maybe,
minute. I can do 60 words per minute.
Well, that's great.
That's great.
When I was in high school, I took a typing class.
Okay.
With the IBM typewriters.
Oh yeah, the Selectrics or whatever they were. Yeah.
Yep. And that was the only student that year that was allowed to drop the class because the typing teacher realized I was hopeless.
You were probably playing football too.
Well, yeah, and
or
my
basketball
hands,
or something.
she spent an hour with me working on my typing, and she finally said, "Yeah, this isn't going to work."
Oh,
and and when I graduated, she gave me a Susan B. Anthony coin.
Okay,
she said that would be for my assistant when I got in profession because I would need one.
Here is $1 to go to the fund to hire somebody to type for you, Mike Weibel. Very good. That's some of the news that we're looking at this morning at 7:14. It is October 28th, the last Monday in October for 2024. I love typing. I just love typing, and I also learned on a typewriter.
Yeah.
And my sons, at least one of them still does the hunt and peck.
Oh, really?
With their fingers and thumbs, their index fingers and thumbs, and it drives me nuts.
Yeah,
it's like, well, you took keyboarding class. Why aren't you doing the touch thing? I mean, especially with computers these days. I guess AI, you don't even need it.
Not really, no.
Just do the voice prompt. All right, we've got more to chat about here. We'll continue that after a look at sports. Dave Wolf is up next. Then we'll also have Bold Women of Business, an announcement coming from Zach East on the Moody on the Market Bold Women of Business. That's coming up in a couple of minutes right here on WSJM.
It's got to be the best buy one, get one offer ever. Buy or lease a Toyota Tundra or Tacoma truck and get one free.
And good morning. And Mike Weibel, by the way, thank you again for the chocolate chip cookies that you brought in.
Hey, you're welcome.
On Friday. They were amazing.
I'm happy I could help.
They were very good. I only had one myself.
Okay.
I failed to take one home to Stephanie.
What?
Well, because Kathy came in, and so I gave her one, and then Terry the engineer was here, and so I gave him one. Then I was out because I don't know how many, like 5 or 6 that Brett ate. Did you see how fast he got on those cookies?
Yeah, there was. I was afraid to put my hands too close.
Yeah. I mean, Mike, you literally set down the tub of cookies, and without even looking at you, it was like Predator had locked onto the animal.
Oh yeah, he was
like,
Cookie.
give me
cookie.
Brett,
that's how Brett sounds in our minds.
In our minds,
Cookie. Give me cookie.
No,
Ball score and cookie.
Brett, we love you. You went after those cookies, which is fine. That's
what they were for.
That's what they were for. So thank you again. And the recipe, it's not an old family recipe.
No,
it's just something that you had on the back of one of your Quaker Oats boxes or something.
No, I actually found it on Pinterest. How's that?
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Under Monster chocolate chip cookies.
Monster cookie.
Need more cookie. All right. Let's see. Sorry. Oh, that's right. I saw the. I did not see Little House of Horror. Little House of Horrors. Little Shop of Horrors. Did not see that this weekend, but I did see Rocky Horror Picture Show at the Ghostlight Theater.
How was that?
It was great.
Yeah.
The ensemble did an amazing job, and I'm still amazed by the singing ability. I mean, they were really, really good.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
They were hitting high notes and everything else. And I was like, hit them while you can.
That's right.
Hit them while
you can.
So
sing them if you got them.
Yeah. No, it was good. No, it was a great show. It was a lot of fun. And I don't know if so you have never been to the show in person,
never a live performance.
The live performance of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. It's a big one for audience participation. This was my first time to a live performance as well.
All right.
Of that. And
so what did you have to do in your participation?
We'll here, hang on. Let's see. We'll talk about it in just a second.
Okay.
Hold on.
Chance of a shower. We stay at 58 and the wind starts to pick up a little bit. It's really going to be windy on Tuesday and Wednesday. Partly sunny on Tuesday, slight chance of a shower and a high of 77, high of 76 on Wednesday. I'm meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
The Morning Show with Ken and Friends on 94.9 WSJM.
And good morning once again. It's the WSJM Morning Show. I'm Ken Lundberg. Mike Weibel is here with me this morning. And we were just chatting about, again, some more weekend activity. And in just a moment, we have Zach East, who is going to be making a Bold Women of Business 2024 announcement for Moody on the Market. He's the events coordinator for Moody on the Market.
Yeah.
And so he has a big announcement that he wants to make for Bold Women of Business. So he very kindly asked if he could be on the show. And I did not respond to him. I said him, I did respond.
Yeah.
I literally emailed him and said, well, give me a call and we'll talk about it.
There you go.
But then he went ahead and just recorded something and put it in the log. And so I found it and I said, maybe we'll play it.
Okay. Well, let's give it a shot.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. Zach East, Bold Women of Business, this announcement, and then we'll come back. If it plays right.
Hi there. I'm Zach East, the awards series director for MoodyOnTheMarket.com. Proud to bring to you our Bold Women of Business class of 2024. Just announced at MoodyOnTheMarket.com right now when you click the award series and Bold Women of Business. Our award series is brought to you by the Southwest Michigan Regional Chamber, Silver Beach Pizza, the Inn at Harbor Shores.
Okay, that's going to go on for another 2 minutes and 40 seconds. So we will come back.
That seems to be the perfect thing to have one of those Bold Women of Business.
one of the big sound.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sort of like WWF, Bold Women of Business.
Bold Women of Business. We have a voice guy who does the work for us. I don't know where he is, but he has a great voice, a good set of pipes on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does well. Okay, so our audience participation for the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Most of it I can't say on the radio.
Okay.
I know we're only on the web stream right now.
Right.
But basically there is literally a whole guidebook on audience responses that have become a tradition since the show really got legs underneath it as a kind of a cult classic.
Yeah, definitely called.
Yeah. So I had never experienced that, and I was not disappointed.
Very colorful.
It was very colorful.
Yes.
It was hilarious. In fact, I mean, I have not laughed that long for. It was great. It was great.
Cool. That's very cool.
Yeah. So thanks again to Tom Ives, who my neighbor, who took Stephanie and I. He and Mary took Stephanie and I to the show, and it was just a lot of fun. We dressed up a little bit. I just wore my Nosferatu t-shirt and a cardigan. And Stephanie wore her bloody ripped up I'm a final girl victim horror show thing. But we did not enter the contest. They also have a contest where people in the audience, they attempt to get best costume.
Okay.
And it was fun to see who won on that. So anyway, it was fun.
Do we have names on who won, or is it just?
I forget their names.
Okay.
Eddie's mom basically
mom.
won. Yeah.
Oh,
the person, the actor who was playing Eddie in the play, the production actually won the best costume, and it was by audience choice. You show by applause. Yeah. So it was really cool.
Yeah.
It was really cool. But the Ghostlight Theater, it's a black box theater. It's a great place to see something. All right, we're going to get back to Zach Wolf. He's wrapping up his Bold Women of Business announcement, and we'll revisit that during the Moody on the Market update because, I mean, it's a great honor to get Bold Women of Business recognition.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so we'll come right back.
Big congratulations to our 20 winners. Check out their profiles right now at moodyonthemarket.com. The award series is brought to you by the Southwest Michigan Regional Chamber, Silver Beach Pizza, the Inn at Harbor Shores, Sturgis Bank, and Insurance Management Service with support from the Mason Jar Cafe and New Heights Auto Service.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Zach East, for that not so live announcement, but I mean, we have pre-recorded.
Yeah.
Because Zach's a busy guy.
He is a busy guy, and it's early.
Yeah.
He may not be. That may not be
Oh,
his thing.
maybe that's it. Yeah, I think you're right. He didn't want to get up for the morning show.
Right.
Well, Zach,
He's on the morning show, just not up for the morning show.
that could be it. That could be it. We will revisit again. Congratulations to all those receiving recognition for the Moody on the Market Bold Women of Business. We'll talk about it again during the Moody on the Market update later on this hour.
Let's do that too.
And if you miss any of it, just go to moodyonthemarket.com. We're continuing our discussion as well on the video live stream, and we have that coming up after this. Also, the Bloomberg Report is coming up before 7:30. We'll have the latest news, world and international news, or world and national news from ABC, and then our local news from the WSJM newsroom. It's right here on the WSJM Morning Show.
So,
What else is going on? Did you watch the UW MSU football game?
I did not. I was playing golf.
How'd you do?
Not good on Saturday.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
It was windy.
Oh, I thought you could play in the wind.
You can play in the wind, but
I mean, that's why the ball has dimples.
well, theoretically.
Actually,
yes.
I don't even know why the ball has dimples. I think it just gets more air, more stability.
Yeah, more stability and
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. And I did not watch the game either, but one of my sons, Sawyer, was at the game and he had a great time. He said it got out really, really late, like after midnight. And he said, yeah, because I said, well, gosh, there was a fight on the field. Did you see any of that? He says, yeah, there's the fight on the field between the U of M and the MSU students, or not students, the players.
Right.
And then also he said, in the stands near him, and he was sitting in the student section, there was also some fisticuffs.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So, which is unfortunate. I wish they wouldn't do that.
Yeah. Probably there was, I mean, I'm just suggesting that maybe alcohol was involved.
No.
I'm just throwing it out there.
How could you? All right. Let's see. Let's check in.
What?
Alcohol at a college football game? What are you talking about? Well, I hope they're all being responsible.
Yes, let's hope.
Teresa, good morning, Teresa. She says she lives on Putz Road, and we get all the traffic from the construction. It's crazy. And I must apologize because I am part of that detour traffic. I was out there this weekend. We went to Aldi to, they have really good fish at Aldi.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they do.
Oh,
they do. So we got some salmon, we got some cod, but so I was on that detour. So I turned my music down because I was afraid I was going to offend Teresa. No, I'm just kidding. So
on your Harley?
No. Have Have you seen when people have their Harley? And I love motorcyclists.
Mhm.
I don't get out there as often as I want to, but when people are on motorcycles and they blare the music, to me it seems counterintuitive.
Yeah.
I don't understand why you do that.
You just want to make sure you can hear it, but then you have to put probably a stronger amplifier in to cover up the exhaust sound because it's a never ending
blasphemy. Never cover up the exhaust sound. It's a safety feature. That's why I have loud pipes on my Harley. It's a safety feature. You can hear me coming.
Good point. Yeah.
Let's see. Bill says good morning. Good morning, Bill. Good morning. Teresa says, let's see, a few more good mornings. Good morning, Diane. Good morning, Diane. Oh, Stuart says he watched the game. Which game? He probably watched the Yankees get beat again by the Dodgers. Yay. And let's see. Teresa says, if I would have known you were going down my street, I would have gone out to wave. Sorry, Teresa. I'll let you know next time. But let's see what else we have going on. It's 7:26. Let's see. We've got our Bloomberg thing coming up. Anything fun going on this week?
Busy week, but no.
Okay. Said the verbose Mike Weibel.
Busy week. A lot of traveling, a lot of stuff going on.
Oh, all right. Well, make sure you stop by the Amazon Prime gas station before you go.
I most definitely will.
Can you believe
Amazon
that?
is gassy now.
All right, we've got our Bloomberg reports. That means we'll be back in 60 seconds. We talked about Elon Musk. Oh, California. If you were going to go make a film, think about this. Don't answer right now.
All right.
If you were going to go make a film, if you were in the business of filmmaking,
yes.
Think about, and I'll ask you this on the air in a second, what state would you go to? Don't answer. We'll talk about it in just a moment, right here on the WSJM Morning Show.
All right.
Cases, including one death. Maybe you were among passengers affected by that July software outage that led to thousands of canceled flights. Delta Airlines was especially hard hit, and now Delta is suing the cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike, which issued the software update that disabled computers globally. Crude oil prices were tumbling this morning after Israel's retaliatory strikes against Iran spared oil facilities, and the stock futures were pointing to a higher open for Wall Street. Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Radio.
The Morning Show with Ken and Friends on 94.9 WSJM.
And good morning. Welcome to the WSJM Morning Show. Welcome to Monday. Welcome to another beautiful day. We're going to have partly sunny skies and a high today. Holy mackerel. We're probably going to get, it's not going to be as warm as tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be incredibly warm, where we're going to get up to 77 degrees, but today is going to get a high of 65. High of 65, mostly sunny skies, south winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow's forecast, we have a slight chance of rain overnight, around 20% chance of rain, with 58 degrees for a low. The gusts are going to start to pick up into tomorrow in the early morning hours and into tomorrow. Tomorrow's forecast, we're going to have partly sunny skies, a 20% chance of rain early in the day, and a high around 77 degrees. 77 degrees. South winds 10 to 20 miles per hour. Gusts up to 40. So much for getting out and enjoying your golf tomorrow, because 40 mile per hour wind, that's going to blow that thing all over the place. We were talking on the WSJM Morning Show here a moment ago, Mike Weibel and I, on the video live stream, about where, if you earlier we were talking about Elon Musk, and he has $275 billion basically, and you posed the question, what would I do? What would a person do with $275 billion? I mean, besides, found the Boring Company, Tesla, SpaceX, whatever else he's done. But what would you, if you were going to go into films, to making films, being kind of the executive producer, the film house, what state would you make your films in? What immediately comes to mind? Don't get logical on me here.
Oh, well, I would say, that's logical.
Wouldn't
Texas, I would say Texas.
Why would you go to Texas? Why wouldn't you go to California? That's where the stars are. That's where Hollywood is. You were supposed to say California.
I'm sorry, California.
Did you think about California?
I did.
Okay, so you considered California.
I considered it, but I considered it probably be very expensive.
Right.
And it probably would be all kinds of regulations. And,
Okay.
And Texas would probably be more like, hey, welcome. Do what you
Come
want.
on in.
Right.
Have fun. Just
Right.
don't shoot anybody.
Don't shoot anybody and dust off your boots.
So very good points that you make on that, Mike, because Governor Gavin Newsom has heard from filmmakers that it is too expensive to make films there. And he has proposed increasing the money available for film and television production incentives in California from their current $330 million. They have $330 million that they use to entice people to come there. They're
Okay.
going to increase it. They're going to more than double it to $750 million per year.
Okay.
They're putting so when we talk about Michigan's budget and we're running out of money for roads and
Right.
schools and everything else, the environment, we say, okay, well, maybe we can find it a couple million here, a couple million there. They're putting $750 million to attract films back to California. Isn't that the land of Hollywood?
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
So to put up with all the
they ran it off.
regulations,
Yeah. They ran everybody off.
and the
now they're buying
salaries.
everybody back. Yeah.
This is what happens when they make one too many DC films that crash.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, oh boy, we got to bring it back.
Another superhero.
Newsom's office, Gavin Newsom, the governor there, said the tax credit expansion was to lure some lost filmmaking production back into Hollywood's home state, which has recently been affected by limited tax credit funding and increased competition. I mean, shoot, you can go overseas and make a movie overnight, and you can't even tell that it's overseas.
No.
Especially with AI and the
Right.
CGI and II and all that
II,
other stuff. III. California lost an estimated $1.6 billion in production spending due to limited tax credit funding between 2020 and 2024. According to the California Film Commission, California needs to keep pace with competing states and nations in providing aggressive tax incentives. So more to come on that. And, Michigan tries itself, but they're putting out there $750 million annually.
That's of all the
Yeah. No, go ahead.
No, with all the things to spend money on in California, with all the issues that they have, I would think that would not be something you'd want to double down on. But hey,
Yeah. Yeah. What do we know?
What do we know?
What do we know? All right. Well, we know that we have more news coming up. We'll visit the latest with ABC News here in just a moment. Then we'll get the latest from our WSJM newsroom, and then we've got Sports with Dave Wolf. It's all coming up right here on the WSJM Morning Show.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. 8 days before the election, and nearly 42 million Americans have cast ballots already. ABC's Jim Ryan in Dallas reporting 4.5 million Texans are included in that number.
Specific populations have been most inclined to vote in this state's in-person early voting period.
We've had a lot more young people engagement this cycle, I think, than we did last time.
But Valerie DeBille of the League of Women Voters in Austin says it's not apples to apples.
It's hard to compare 2020 because a lot more people voted by mail in 2020.
The latest polling gives Donald Trump an easy lead in Texas over Kamala Harris. Jim Ryan, ABC News, Dallas.
Donald Trump holds two events in Georgia today. Last night, his rally at Madison Square Garden included a warm-up act who said Kamala Harris began her career as a prostitute and called Puerto Rico a floating island of garbage. McDonald's Quarter Pounders are being brought back to the menu in most locations where they were taken off over E. coli fears linked to onions. World Series Game 3 tonight in New York. This is ABC News.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
40 degrees in Benton Harbor, 42 in St. Joseph. Cloudy skies in southwest Michigan to start the day. 37 degrees in South Haven. 36, a cool degree in Buchanan right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
When
so
the sun comes up, usually.
Well, when the sun when the sun comes up, it'll go up. The temperature will go
Well,
up.
once it's up. But
Yeah. Until then, it's always
down.
darkest before the dawn.
There you go.
Yeah.
True.
Some of the news that will follow in the WSJM newsroom today. As we started telling you Friday afternoon, big changes are planned for the defunct Berrien Hills Country Club property in St. Joe Township. That property just south of the Napier Avenue Bridge is now called Berrien Hills at River's Edge. That's what they're calling the development there. One of the majority owners, Christopher Newser and Don Miller, they both say that they've reached an agreement with local officials for a multi-phase project that would get underway next spring. So mixed use happening there, residential, some homes, some rental units, as well as some commercial applications. They'll have a marina there.
Yep.
That's what they have planned, and some community spaces. So we'll talk a little bit more about that coming up at 8:00 this morning. That's exciting news.
It is finally something's being done with that property.
Yeah, this beautiful property. I kind of like how it's been overgrown.
Yeah,
returning to nature. It's been pretty. A lot of people hike on the trails there, the old trails. 100 Women Strong has honored some influential women in Berrien County. We'll tell you who coming up at 8:00 this morning. And then also in the news, the community group Shout for South Haven is recognizing area residents for their volunteer efforts spanning more than a decade. So it's kind of nice to bring you good news stories, people who give back to their community. So we'll talk about those stories.
Do good things. Do gooders.
Do-gooders coming up in the news at 8:00 this morning. We've got sports from Dave Wolf coming up right now after the latest from the Michigan News Network. It is 7:35. It's the last Monday in October. Remember, Halloween is coming up this Thursday. So if you plan to give the trick-or-treats out, leave your porch light on. If you don't, turn it off.
There you go.
And that way the kids won't come and knock on your door. All right. It is the WSJM Morning Show. We'll continue on the video live stream here in just a moment.
The Michigan News Network.
I'm Beth Fisher.
Okay. Mike Weibel, I know we said we wouldn't talk about the elections. And what I mean by that is we won't talk about politicians.
Okay.
Because they get enough airwaves. I mean, they're basically buying
do.
stuff. But as far as the election goes, may I ask, are you an in-person, an early voter, a mail-in ballot? What are you doing this year?
I've always been in person.
Okay. On election day?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But
very nice.
But
There's a but.
the early voting does seem to have I think that's kind of
are they
neat
luring
idea.
you in?
They are. They
okay.
are.
All right.
Avoid the lines a little bit. But then I see the news and it shows people standing in line, and I'm kind of like, what's the point then?
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Maybe they.
And there's limit. I mean, it's limited around here as far as where you can go early vote.
That is true.
I don't know that going to my precinct and voting is going to be any faster. Or, I mean, any slower based on the fact that there's so much more available.
Do you typically have a line at your precinct where
Yes.
you? Oh, okay. What time do you go? Are you a morning? Are you waiting until the last minute?
Usually like afternoon.
Okay.
2 o'clock, something like that.
Okay.
Try to beat the rush, 5 o'clock rush, and lunch is over. So
I vote at the skating rink, and I typically get there, and there is nothing but parking. In fact, the parking is such a non-issue there. I think they've got some road construction equipment staged there.
they do now. Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I wonder if they're going to move that before voting day, election day. But and I have not been in a line there.
Really?
Yeah. There's just not been a line when I've gone. Yeah, on election days, because usually I get my absentee ballot, and I don't turn it in until the very last minute. And sometimes I think not this last election, but the election before that, I think it was in May. I lost my election, my absentee ballot.
Okay.
So I had to go to the precinct to vote in person. And after you sign an affidavit saying, yeah, I'm not voting twice, they let you do that. And there was no line, absolutely no line. But that was May.
Yeah. Well, I go to St. Joe Township, so there's always a line. But
now in Washington, D.C., the voting place when I lived there was just a block away, and the line was about 45 minutes long.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
because it's DC government, they couldn't do anything right.
But I do think it's one of the very impressive things I think about being in our country is the ability to vote.
Yes.
And I think it's very cool when people turn out to vote. I mean, I realize people have excuses and busy and whatnot. So to put that as a priority, and I know when I turned 18 and was able to vote, I thought, that was like a milestone. I can vote.
Yeah.
But
very good. Good civic duty. Exercise your right. Make sure you get out and vote. Let your voice be heard. It does matter.
There's the website you go to. What is the one where you can get the information on?
Oh, you can go to the Berrien County Clerk's site. If
Yeah.
you're in Berrien County, or if you're in Cass County, you can do that on the Cass County website. Or if you're in Van Buren County,
Van Buren
County website.
There you go.
The clerk's office, yeah. And they do have good information there, and they have the early voting hours. And I think just Wednesday of this week is when they have the different hours. They're staying open a little late. And then every other day this week, at least in Berrien County, they're open the regular voting hours. But I was just looking at the Secretary of State for Michigan website. There are 7.2 million and change active registered voters. And so far, as of this, I mean, this is current. They keep updating this. Absentee ballots returned so far 1.5 million. Yeah. Absentee ballots already returned. They say so far 263,000 and change ballots have been cast during early voting. We'll talk about those statistics here in a moment, right here on the WSJM Morning Show. What else is going on?
Let's see. They're going to do Berrien Hills. We already talked about that. It's exciting. It's elections. It's Halloween week. I have all kinds of kiddos going around in outfits. That's going to be fun.
Yes. Yeah, be careful, especially Thursday night with the kids running around, the little goblins, if you're driving.
We always had, where we lived before, we had a constant procession of kids, and now we have none. So, yeah, kind of a bummer.
That's all right. More candy for you.
Yeah, that's not good.
Let's see here. All right, I've got a couple more news items to talk about. We'll get to those in just a moment. But you ever watch Home Improvement?
Yep.
The one of the stars, let's see, Zachary Ty Bryan.
Okay.
Did you see that? Charged with DUI in Oklahoma. Yeah, that's not good.
No,
that's not good. Huh. Okay. All right. More on that coming up in just a moment right here on the WSJM Morning Show. Thank you for joining us.
Stop by, get a tour. If you're not a member, you need to be at Renaissance Athletic Club in Benton Harbor.
Who do you call when you have the most unique towing job ever? Well, when the Neon Grill wanted to take down the classic Chevy from their roof for restoration, they called Hassey's Towing and Crane Service. They trusted Hassey's to handle it. Hassey's Towing and Crane Service has the area's largest fleet of tow vehicles and cranes to accomplish almost any lifting job. Got a unique tow or lift job? Call Hassey's Towing and Crane Service, 927-3681. Hassey's Towing, the trucks with the red, white, and blue.
The press called it a corporate welfare scheme that, quote, gives away taxpayer money while preventing transparency. But then it blew up. Alyssa Slotkin got busted signing a deal to have secret discussions about a foreign electric vehicle company. Slotkin also helped funnel hundreds of millions in taxpayer subsidies to multiple foreign EV businesses. And what did they do? They took the money, then turned around and laid off thousands of Michigan workers. So what was in it for Alyssa Slotkin? Well, Slotkin was showered with campaign contributions from foreign EV company agents. If that's not sleazy enough, Slotkin helped these foreign firms even more by voting to let states ban gasoline-powered vehicles made here in Michigan. Alyssa Slotkin got paid off. Michigan workers got laid off. And that's why she's bad news for Michigan. Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. SenateLeadershipFund.org.
Mostly sunny skies today. Beautiful looking day. A little chilly this morning, but we end up in those mid 60s as we head into the afternoon. Tonight, there's a slight chance of a shower. We stay at 58, and the wind starts to pick up a little bit. It's really going to be windy on Tuesday and Wednesday. Partly sunny on Tuesday. Slight chance of a shower and a high of 77. High of 76 on Wednesday. I'm meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
The Morning Show with Ken Lundberg on WSJM.
Hey, thanks for joining us. It's the WSJM Morning Show. I'm Ken Lundberg, joined by Mike Weibel here on your Monday morning. Good morning, Mike. The 8 months following his arrest. You ever watch that show Home Improvement? I think we talked about this.
Yeah.
And you know, you've got Tim the Tool Man Taylor and his sidekicks.
Right.
And his kid, who's played by Zachary Ty Bryan, he's grown up now.
Yeah.
And he's facing grown-up problems.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. 8 months after he was arrested for DUI, driving under the influence, he's now been pulled over again, arrested by the Oklahoma Highway Patrol over the weekend for allegedly driving under the influence again. Yeah. In addition to the DUI charge, Brian did not have a valid driver's license on his person at the time of the arrest.
Oh, no.
Brian was booked Friday morning, remains in custody as of the writing of this story in USA Today at the Custer County Jail. That's not fun. The actor's bond for the DUI set at $25,000. The driver's license bond is set at $500. So if he can raise the $25,000, he can almost get out.
Almost.
Just has to come up with another $500 for driving without a license. Representatives for Brian unavailable for comment as of the time of the public. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Do you still hear a lot of stories about child stars having issues when they grow up?
Not in a while.
It
Seems like
seems
it
like
has
it.
been in the news, but it's consistent. I mean, it seems like they.
Well, it seems like they
Struggle.
identified the issue,
Right.
of, okay, you become a star when you're a child. We're going to give you this extra help, guidance, assistance. At least that's what they're supposed to do. Responsible parenting and that kind of thing.
Mhm.
But that's tough. That's tough. Another thing that Mike, you said you were going to be traveling later this week. I don't know if you're going to get on a flight at all, but the Department of Transportation's new refund rule for travelers is now fully in effect. If your flight is canceled or delayed by more than 3 hours for a domestic itinerary or 6 hours for international, you're automatically entitled to a refund. They say Transportation Secretary and Michigan resident Pete Buttigieg said passengers deserve to get their money back when an airline owes them without any headaches or any haggling. He says our new rule sets a new standard to require airlines to promptly provide cash refunds to their passengers. Cash.
Wow. That's gonna be
Refunds.
interesting to
To see
Right.
engaged. Yeah.
go to the ticket counter and they're just counting out cash and handing it out. I don't so that's going to happen.
Some parts of the DOT's new rule, if they just give me first class, vouchers for first class on
Yeah,
my
that
next
would be
flight,
nice.
that'll be fine.
Yeah.
Keep your cash.
Right.
Some parts of the DOT's new rule went into effect as early as May of this year when the Federal Aviation Administration's funding was reauthorized, but some of the provisions had a longer lead time to allow the airlines to get ready for implementation. Buttigieg underscored what the new rules would mean for travelers and airlines in a letter to aviation executives back in July. Basically, even before the new rule was announced, the DOT required airlines to provide refunds to travelers whose flights were canceled so long as they chose. Oh boy. So
My bad.
we're going to put a jar on the table for the
every
number
time we do that.
every time we stream audio in here. The DOT required airlines to provide refunds to travelers whose flights were canceled so long as they chose not to take alternative flights offered by the airline. The DOT's policy clarifies how and when the refunds need to be processed. Under the latest guidelines, an airline must provide the refunds automatically without the passengers having to write a letter or an email or a text message or something else to request them. Airlines and ticket agents are also required to complete the refund within 7 days for credit card purchases and 20 days for other forms of payments. The refunds must be made to the original form of payment. They can't be covered by airline vouchers or credits if the tickets weren't paid for that way. And the refunds must cover the full unused value of the ticket. Airlines will not be required to issue refunds for segments of an itinerary that were already flown before the trip was canceled. So the bottom line there is good news for travelers, bad news for airlines that like to keep your money.
Right. Very, very, very bad for them.
Yeah.
And somehow I can only imagine that's going to trickle back into higher costs.
Well, heaven forbid, you take a bus with wings and at some moment the airline decides, we know we sold you a ticket to get you from here to there, but we can't do it.
Right.
So we're going to keep your money and give you credit on a flight at a future date. I mean, that does just seem counterintuitive.
It does.
So they should be.
So if they refund your money, do you get a free ticket? Or they just give
No,
you your
you
money
can't.
back?
They can't. They cannot give you a voucher in exchange. They have to give you your cash. They have to give you your money back.
Okay.
If whatever the form of payment was, they have to give that back to you. So if you paid for it on a credit card, they have to refund your credit card. If you paid for it with vouchers of some sort, airline miles or something like that, they have to give that back.
Interesting.
Yeah. So let's let's hold the airlines to account on this one as they put us on hold.
Yes.
To check the status of our
As
refund.
a circle.
7:50. We'll be back with a Moody on the Market update in just a moment.
Are you sick of personal attacks and negative campaigning? I'm Bill Huizenga. I want you to hear directly.
Okay, you know what I'm going to ask?
What?
What were you listening to over there?
I
What-
was
What
looking
did you
at- are
start
you-
streaming while we were talking on the air?
I was looking at Carrie Peugeot's chief meteorologist from WSBT's
Yes.
winter forecast.
Oh, the winter forecast. What do you got?
It's
And why were you looking at that? Are you getting ready for winter?
Yeah.
Okay.
65 inches of snow is what
Really?
she's forecasting.
For the entire winter season.
Yes.
Huh.
A snowy December, she says.
Okay. Well, I do appreciate a white Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's
There's nothing more depressing than looking out on Christmas Day and seeing no snow.
yeah, green grass.
Yeah.
But and the water level everywhere is so low. We're going to have some serious snow to make up for our low water table.
I was talking to I visited my mother this weekend.
Yeah, how's
And
she doing?
She's doing good. She was having some issues with her diabetes numbers on Friday, and the place where she's staying, they took care of her and got her the treatment she needed, and she's
Awesome.
back to normal. And I saw her Saturday, and we had a good time, just kind of chit chatting and stuff. But then I call her sister so that she has an opportunity to talk to her.
Mhm.
And she lives out in Oregon. Her sister lives out in Oregon.
Okay.
And she said they were going to get snow like this week.
Wow.
Snow, like a bunch of snow they were expecting. Crazy. Oh, here it's right here. Okay, we'll talk about the Moody on the Market update in just a moment. The Bold Women of Business, the new class of 2024 announced.
Exciting.
Yep.
On WSJM.
All right, it's 7:52. It's the WSJM Morning Show. I'm Ken Lundberg, Mike Weibel, my co-host this morning. It's 40 degrees out in Benton Harbor, 42 and cloudy in St. Joseph, 38 in South Haven, New Buffalo, 41 degrees and cloudy, 36 still in Niles and in Dowagiac. So it's a cold start to the day. It's time for your Moody on the Market update. Hang on. Got to get my script here.
Moody.
Your Moody on the Market update is brought to you by Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owner's insurance agency in St. Joseph and in Niles. And as Zach East announced earlier this morning, the Moody on the Market Bold Women of Business Awards for 2024 have been announced. So that recognition is new, it's fresh, it's out there. If you go to Moody on the Market and you click on award programs, you can see the full list of who was picked. And Zach East, director of the Moody on the Market Award Series, and a judging panel took the nominations, and they confirmed those nominations and released them today. Basically, they were calling for women in business who volunteer, who are in the nonprofit sector in Berrien County, Cass County, Van Buren County, someone who is basically making a difference in Michigan's Great Southwest. We asked for the nominations of who they were and how they're helping an organization, a group, individuals grow, bring impact, and make a positive change in our communities. And so the awards and the recognition is out there. We've got the full class list of 2024 posted. We won't go through the names because there are a bunch of them. But congratulations to all who are part of the Bold Women of Business class of 2024. Those are posted right now at moodyonthemarket.com. You can go and take a look. Just go to the moodyonthemarket.com website, click on award programs. You'll see Bold Women of Business. Once you get there, you can see the full list. And we want to say thank you to the sponsors as well. Southwest Michigan Regional Chamber, Inn at Harbor Shores, Silver Beach Pizza, Sturgis Bank, Mason Jar Cafe, Insurance Management Service, New Heights Auto Services, and of course, moodyonthemarket.com. And so, very, very proud to run this because it really does indicate those people who are making a big and positive difference in our area.
Awesome.
Yeah, very much so. All right, the Moody on the Market update is brought to you by Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owner's insurance agency in St. Joseph and in Niles, and we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. We've got news from ABC coming up At 8 o'clock, we'll also have our local news and more on WSJM.
Rich Brand and Tara Halsey from Insurance Management Service, your local.
That's very nice here. Let's see. I want to go through some of the names here. Let's see. Elena Kinney.
Okay.
Amy Perkins. Barbara James Norman. Benita McAfee. Mitchell. Let's see. Bree Salas. Oh, look at that. She works for us. We have 2 people who work for us on this list.
Oh,
how does that
awesome.
work? They must know the judges. Brianna Salas. Bree does a great job. Bree's wonderful. Also from Midwest Family, Lorraine Day, who is, yeah, she's also amazing. So 2 bold women in business there. Cindy Bridgman, Danielle Grandholm, Danielle Persky, Denise Peters, Elizabeth Meath, Kiptrin Trinidad, Marcy Simpson, Nancy Oxley Price, Ronika Williams, Sarah Fetke Sweers. Make sure I'm good on time here. Sheila Coble, Tamika White, Tracy Wright, and Vanetta McGinnis. Yeah, that's great. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 20 women inducted into the 2024 class of Bold Women of Business for Moody on the Market. You know, you don't get paid by the word here. You can talk. You're okay over there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got nothing.
All right.
No, I mean, it's exciting. It really.
Been nice seeing you.
Yeah. You're out.
All right. We'll be back in just a moment with the WSJM Morning Show.
Need to tap on the thermostat just to get it going. It may be time to replace that old worn out furnace. Don't fall for the other guys who give you a quote in 5 minutes or less. At McGee's, we'll take the time to measure your space, look at all the rooms, and ask the important questions, so you can be assured the job's done right. After all, it's a controlled fire in a box called a furnace. And at McGee's, we have a very high standard for safety. We want you to feel confident that McGee's is offering you the best for you and your home.
Feel at ease with McGee's. Visit their website and call to schedule an appointment today. McGee'sHeating.com.
McGee's Heating and Air. Feel at ease with McGee's.
From the Pat Moody Studios, this is News Talk Sports 94.9. WSJM FM Benton Harbor, St. Joseph. Depend on us. The Morning Show with Ken and Friends on 94.9 WSJM.
And thank you so much for joining us on the WSJM Morning Show. It's 7:58, so 2 minutes before 8 o'clock. And just a reminder, early voting is taking place now in the counties around Michigan. The Berrien County's early voting sites are at Lake Michigan College in Benton Township and the Berrien County South County building in Niles. Benton Township and Bainbridge Township proper, those 2 townships, they are running their own early voting sites. So they're not part of the county thing.
Yeah.
So if you live in Benton Township or Bainbridge Township, you have to talk to the local clerk for your voting site. Otherwise, if you live in Berrien County, you can go to Lake Michigan College in Benton Township or the Berrien County South building. Oh boy, we've got somebody at the door there. All right. The early voting continues through November 3rd, and we have hours of operation posted at our website, WSJM.com. Ballots cast as part of early voting will not be tabulated until Election Day. Now, Sharon Tyler, our clerk in Berrien County, says on Election Day, for security purposes, the clerk's office does not have any of those tabulation machines connected to the internet.
Yeah.
So that Iran and China and everyone else can't get their hands on them
and mess with it.
So we don't want that. So since the machines are not connected to the internet, then the clerks and the election workers, et cetera, they have to bring their vote physically to the county clerk. And then that means the results will likely come a little later in the evening or early into the morning.
So that's when she certifies, or they certify the.
Well, yeah, they bring the votes in, and then the election itself is not certified for like 10 days. after the election. But what that basically means is we will be here till the wee hours of the morning, and then the next morning on election, the day after election day, to bring you the results. So
Somebody's
you can
ordering pizza.
Yeah, I should order pizza for the guys. Okay. All right. So it's 7:59. We've got 8 o'clock news coming up from ABC, world and national news, and then the latest from our WSJM newsroom. It's all coming up right here on WSJM. Good morning. It's 8 o'clock.
From ABC News.
Okay. Good morning, and thank you for joining us on the video live stream today. Let's catch up on comments real quick. Let's see. Diane's going to mow her lawn tomorrow.
All right. You go, Diane.
I stopped. I think our yard services stopped doing the lawn stuff. Teresa says, I can take this weather all year. Teresa also says she voted early by absentee. John said that he voted almost 2 weeks ago. He did early voting. Let's see. Evan is there. Glad to hear Judy is okay. That's my mother. Thank you. Thank you, Evan. Good to see you. And Teresa, you as well. Have a great day, everyone, and have a great day as well. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
We will be back tomorrow. I've got to figure out who my guest is, because my guest who was supposed to be with me tomorrow canceled yesterday.
What?
Yeah, they left a voicemail yesterday as I was goofing off. And
so, like, what type of a time slot do they have to fill? An hour or 10 minutes?
Well, I have to fill it.
Well, yeah.
No, it's just, my usual 7, 8 o'clock guest.
Gotcha.
But come on, Sunday?
I'm
Sunday,
thinking.
you decide?
Yeah, that's a little short notice.
That's
but,
all right. I'll find somebody.
You will.
I have a couple of people who've already asked. So, all right. Thank you for joining us on the WSJM Morning Show. We will see you tomorrow. Who my guest will be? That's
That
a surprise
is a mystery
for all of us.
That's right.
All right.
It's Halloween, and we have a mystery guest.
Thanks for joining us.